Hey folks, it's day 356 of my year of solo board gaming, and considered by many to be ill-advised and stupid. We're in the final 10 now, and we're going to tackle a few things on my shelf of shame list, and things that we haven't done this year. So the initiative is definitely one of those. This is a game I picked up recently. It was there was a new game store, and I've known about this game for a while, and it was one of the few games that they had that I thought might be interesting. It was a weird sort of situation though. Just not a whole lot going on there at that game store. This was, I think, like they maybe had 20 games total, and basically they bought out a game store that was there. But anyway, we've got ourselves a fun little game here. It's called The Initiative. There are going to be spoilers here. I've already read through games 2 through 4. Essentially, and if there are playthroughs of this you can watch online, and I'm not going to spoil too much of this. You start off, find anything, Brock? Nah, just a lot of junk. Everyone ready to go? Yep, just finished. And somebody buys a copy of The Key, a board game, and then as they're driving away, some guy starts going after them. And then you have this little mission console, which is this thing here, a component list, and then a game overview. The game contains a series of missions linked together by a comic book. Together they tell a complete story known as the campaign. Campaign is broken down into a number of chapters, each about 30 to 60 minutes to complete. Each chapter begins by reading a page of the comic book. When reading the comic, fold the book open so that only the specified page could be read. I'm not going to read through the whole thing here, but basically this is sort of an explore the game sort of game, where basically you're going to find out things about this game, and it's going to contain all sorts of secret hidden things. But when you get to the end of this book contains hidden story elements. Do not read pages until instructed to do so. After you've read the key rule sheet and you are ready to begin playing, start by reading page 1 of the comic book, next page of the guidebook, as instructed by the top row of the chapter tracker. So we're going to put that aside. We've got the key instructions here. You and your friend, introduction. The doorman sizes her up from head to toe, then speaks in code. The elephant neighs 5 times. A few miles away, your team is listening. You quickly decode the phrase and pass the answer to the agent's hidden earpiece. She smiles and says, "Foxes and filthy tattered yarns." The Oh, interesting. Okay, so the guards nod and unlock the doors. So just quickly, the first letters of your response is 50, and it's worth noting that the code phrase, the elephant neighs 5 times, the first 3 words spell a 10, and then of course 10 times 5 would be 50. So 10 fives times, or 5 times, would give you 50 overall, and that's your code response. So interesting. And this may come out later. I may be spoiling things in future chapters. As somebody who does a lot of puzzling, I don't think a lot of this is going to be beyond my ken. You and your friends take on the roles of codebreakers for a secret organization known as it's blacked out, and then there's Pigpen Cipher down here, and I can read this Pigpen Cipher, so I'm not going to say what it is. Initiative. During each game, you are working together to discover the key phrase or code needed to blank. If you manage to crack the code, all players win the game together. First, pick a player color. So I'm going to go with green, because I always go with green. And then gain the matching standee. You can tell I've punched things out, but I haven't actually sorted anything. Alright, so there's my 2 items. If playing with less than 4 players, each player controls 1 character and returns the unchosen characters to the box. So we're returning those, and returning all of these. Which I can find easily. Probably should have sorted these out beforehand, but, I'm stupid like that. So that's 1, 2, 3. I'm looking for 1 more white. So I don't think this is correct. I think that is... Yeah, that is me. Here we go. All right. Prepare the mission and game board. For your first game, you'll be using Mission 1, the mission card with the number 1 in the upper left-hand corner. Take the mission card and place it face down, shown below, without looking at the other side. Okay? And it's got Demo Mission 1, but I assume that's what they mean by this. Place the game board nearby on the side shown on the card. So if we take a look at the game board, I think we want this side. Yeah, we want this side. Randomize clue tokens. Place all the tan clue tokens face down on the table and then randomize. All right, so we are going to want to separate these, I think. So those are locks. Got some lasers. The lasers over here. Got some red ones. It's real top secret. A couple more of these white ones. Proof of purchase. Very important to keep that proof of purchase out. We've got some people here who I think are supposed to be like obstacles. Got some green folders. Another laser. Flip all these over. I got one blue, that'll go there. One red. One door thing, which I'm sure we'll need in a bit. A couple more blues. A lock, and there we go. Okay, everything is sorted now. All of these are face down. Okay. Place all the tan clues face down. Return the other colored clue tokens for the game box for now. So we don't need these green ones. We'll put these over. I don't know why I'm taking the time to stack these up like this. I should just put them away. Because the chances are I'm not going to play through this whole thing right now. We're going to try one game, and then we've got other stuff to try. My goal is in one day. It is currently, what, the 15th of December. My goal is to finish all of my recordings today. So I have 10 more games to go. I have to make lunch for myself, a dinner for myself at some point. So I'm probably not going to get through all of them, but if I can get through 5 more, I'll be pretty happy. All right. Place clues, features, and standees. Place clue tokens face down without looking them on the game board as indicated on the mission card. Creating a small stack of tokens in each room. So each of these is going to take 2 of these little clue tokens. Put these sort of randomly. Place feature tokens on the game board as indicated using the icons at the top of the card. So we do have this. That's going to go in this first room. And then this is going to go here. I think. It does not look like the top one is going to get 2 of these clue tokens, so that's interesting. Then each player places their standee in the room containing the entrance feature token. So I'm going to be going, we'll put that up there. There are standees that you can use with this. I think that they're little like thingamajiggies that you put your card things in. We're not going to use them because obviously if you're looking at this face down, then you kind of want to be able to just see what's going on. We're almost done. Oh yeah, we couldn't do that last room if we wanted to. This is all of the clue tokens. All right, prepare mission console. Flip all plastic windows on the mission console so they are facing down. Probably should have started on the bottom row. Unless it's supposed to stand up like this. Oh yeah. I had it right the first time. Okay. There we go. Insert the card into the console as shown below. So we turn this around like this. We've got the card facing out, and then this will go in like so. really. You'll go in. There you go. Don't be shy. Then stand up the mission console and place it by the game board. Oops. All right, so from the looks of it, yeah, that's right. What is the key phrase? Set up action cards. Place the 4 brown action cards next to the game board. Place the discard pile card next to them with the 4 resource cards on it. All right. So I guess we do like this. And then I think this is the resource. There we go. All right. Shuffle resource deck and draw. Shuffle the remaining 36 resource cards to form the resource deck. Place it face down within easy reach of each player, of all players. Each player draws 4 cards from the top of the deck to form their hands. So this, the secret here, the mission cards, those are all extraneous for this particular resource. Okay. Whenever you draw a time card, you must immediately discard it, and you may choose to draw another card. If there are ever 3 time cards in the discard pile while in peril, you lose the game. You do not get a chance to guess the answer to the mission if this happens. Be aware that 1 card has 2 time icons in the corner. This card counts as 2 time cards instead of 1, as shown below. The double time card is in the discard pile if 1 or more discard blah, blah, blah. So we start off with that in the discard pile. I'm a little surprised at that. Oh, I skipped over 2 whole pages. Look at that. All right, playing the game. After setup, the first player that volunteers to start the game will take the first turn. If you have low value cards in your hand, it's usually a good idea for you to go first. On your turn, follow these steps. Perform 1 or 2 actions. Refill your hand to 4 cards by drawing from the resource deck. The player seated to your left takes the next turn following the same steps. Continue resolving turns until you've won or lost the game. There's a lot more of the instructions reading that I usually do, but it's because I'm trying to actually get into the game the same way that you might otherwise. All right, to win the game, you'll need to move around the game board and collect clue tokens. Once you've collected enough clue tokens, you can try to solve the mission and win the game, explained later. On your turn, you can perform either 1 of 2 actions. To perform an action, simply play a resource card from your hand face up onto one of the 4 action cards. Then resolve that action's card's ability. You must normally perform at least 1 action on your turn, even if the ability will have no effect. This is described in more detail later. Important, you can only play a resource card if it has a value higher than the resource card on top of that action card's pile. The suit on the resource card has no effect, but some abilities in future missions may use suits in different ways. So let's first of all, let's finish shuffling this. Strategy tip. Choosing where to play resource cards is one of the most important decisions in the game. Playing a resource card, high resource card on an action makes it difficult to play other cards on that action. You will eventually need to form a regroup to discard all resource cards from it, but beware the regroup action cannot discard cards from itself. As one of your 2 actions, you can use the special action on your character card. To do so, you must discard any 2 cards from your hand, place them face up on the discard pile, then resolve the ability on your character card. You can perform your special action twice on your turn if you wish, taking up both of your actions and requiring you to discard 4 cards from your hand. Communication. You may only look at your own hand, blah, blah, blah. So because we're playing solo, that's not going to matter. The run action The run action allows you to move up to 3 rooms. Each of these 3 moves allows you to move your character to an adjacent room connected using passageways. Each room is surrounded by walls and passageways. During setup, you may be instructed to cover up some passages with wall tokens. So this should be like this. Um, you cannot move through walls. Some abilities affect nearby components. Nearby includes components in your room and adjacent rooms. The intel card is the easiest way to get information about which clue tokens are in which room, and they can help you determine where you want to move. It lets you reveal up to 2 clue tokens in any room, any one at a time. Both clue tokens must be in the same room, but you do not need to be in that room. All right, so let's go ahead and get started here. Pertha Sani, leadership, move yourself or another person up to 5 rooms, ignoring effects that restrict the run action. All right, so let's first of all deal 4 cards. We have a 1, that's going to be really good. We have a 3, and we have 2 12s, so that's going to be garbage. So I think what I want to do is I want to use the 2 12s to do leadership and move myself 5 spaces. And since there's a wall there, and this is probably the most difficult spot to get to, let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Collecting clues. In order to solve the mission and win the game, you need to collect clue tokens in order from the game board. The gather action lets you gather up to 2 clue tokens from your room one at a time. To collect a clue token, choose any face-up clue token in your room that has a glyph on it. So you can't reveal. So from the sounds of it, I can do intel. Like, let's say I choose to do intel. I can choose to reveal up to 2 clue tokens in it. So I can reveal this one, which is going to be this symbol here. And I may then reveal a second one, so I'll reveal that as well. And that is just simply a camera. So that seems like garbage. All right. It's a trap, though, so that is going to mess me up. So now I can go ahead and move, or I can collect the clue tokens. And I'm going to go ahead and collect. Actually, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and reveal 2 more tokens. I'm going to reveal this, and let's reveal this. No, they have to be in the same room. I'm sorry. In any room. Okay. Both clue tokens must be in the same room. So this basically keeps me from doing counter intel now. This came out and it goes on here. All right, so I'm already in trouble. I'm going to discard 1 card from the top of the resource deck to make up for the security camera. And then I believe I draw 4 cards. So I got a 12, a 2, a 7, and an 8. So I can't do any more gathering. What I'm thinking is that I would do... Oh no, this goes on... Did that go on gathering? Yeah, I can't do gathering right now. I can still do intel. So I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to do 1, 2, and we can do intel here and here, and we can do intel here and here. So the token can be discarded by the regroup action. I feel like that's such an insane restriction. Okay. I think the other thing I'm going to do is I guess regroup and get rid of this. Let's get rid of the gather action. 1, 2, and 3. Do they have to go up, or can they be the same? Because I have 2 4s. Oh, we have to discard 1 because we're at the end of a turn, which would have been this one. So 4, 5, 6. All right, so we'll do 4 to gather this. Okay, so I think I see. If I collect clues instead of doing the reveal intel, I can do that with face down clues. And that might be better because, yeah, I'm gonna try to focus on that. I think so. We've gathered that. So that is going to be this one right here. We flip this up and we've got you. So it's probably like you will something. We then need to move, but we can't move right now because we have the regroup action that we need to do to get rid of the run token here. We are then going to... I think we're going to discard both of these to move up to 5 spaces away. And we're going to move into this room. It's only 1 space, but I'd rather use the 2 there than clog up the run. And that's the end of the turn. We're not in a room... we're not in a room with security cards, so that's good. The gas token, we can go ahead and discard. That does not matter. All right, we've got 2, 5, 5, and 2. Let's do 5 to gather. We're going to gather this one. That is not one that we need, though. So instead of doing that, let's just leave that there. Let's run. Can move up to 3 rooms. We'll go here. And then we'll gather. First one is gas. I'm going to have to discard a card. Second one is a security camera. Hurrah! Moves a card off the top there. Well, that's fun. For the last one, I could run, I guess. I'm going to hold on to it, though. 2, 3. So 5, I think I'm going to do some more intel. I don't want to do too much intel, but maybe if I do a bunch of intel now, I'll get rid of some of the crap. So that is going to kill our intel. Awesome. And then gas. All right. So I can't do more intel without doing a regroup action, and none of these cards are good for a regroup. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use 2 cards here to run. Let's head down to here. We'll see what we can pick up. And then all right. So the suit, it has to be a higher rank, but does not have to be the same. Like basically. All right, so 6 and 7. So I can do a little gathering here of clues, since that's not blocked off. That is going to, that because I discovered it not during intel does not matter. That is not a piece that I need. So I'm going to use this 3 to go 1 more spot. And then we're going to do a 7 to reveal these 2 clues. This is not a clue I need. And this is not a clue I need. And it does say that you can get rid of the stuff that does not matter. You can just take it off the board. Security cameras have to stay on there. We're left with a 5, which means that we'll probably just use that to run to the next room. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're starting to run out of cards here. 7. I'm going to go ahead and do a regroup action to get rid of all this stuff on the intel. And then we'll use a 1 here to do some more intel, and this time on this room. That is 1 that I need. That is not 1 that I need. So part of the problem here is that I've got 2 11s and I don't want to do anything with them. So I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Discard both of those to get them out of our hands. All right, we've got some more cards here. We've got 8, 1, 6, and 10. 8 would be good for gathering clues. We'll gather these 2. We've got, that's the wrong color there. That's the right color. At least I think it's the wrong color. Like I haven't seen any reds come up here, so maybe it is. I'm gonna go ahead and flip that one up. You will. I want to say it's going to be you will run. Except it can't be. That weird... I should probably tip this up so you can see what it says. My guess is that it's you will, and then this is an I. You will win. It's going to be you will win. That's the key phrase. All right. I think if the guess was exactly correct, you all win the game. Otherwise, we lose. So I'm going to go ahead and say that is you will win. And I think what we do is we just flip the rest of these up. And we see what the phrase is going to be. And it's you will win. And that is chapter 1 of the initiative. All right, that's it. So it does seem like a fun little game. I'm looking forward to playing the rest of this, but for now I'm going to put this away, and this will come back out in 2023 when I finally go through and have a chance to actually enjoy some gaming as opposed to doing this insane marathon-like thing that I'm doing right now. Folks, thank you for joining me, and I'll be back tomorrow with more gaming and fun stuff.